Jurrien Timber back in Arsenal training. This has been confirmed by Mikel Arteta, and it was confirmed no sooner had Arsenal gone ahead to win against Newcastle over the weekend by 4-1. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really having a fantastic day. Not so, I've gone ahead to come in late, but no matter what, we are going to try to obviously punch beyond our weight to serve you to what you guys really are worth. So, we are talking about Frenkie de Jong. Xavi has gone ahead to obviously have something to say about him, obviously acknowledging him for all what he's supposed to be doing and what he's really aiming at the team of Barcelona. And lastly, there is something concerning John Stones coming out and threatening Liverpool and Arsenal as far as Man City's huge plans are for this season. So let's see close to 200 likes. Smash this video. Hope you guys are really having fun, and let's continue to go exactly where you guys deserve to be. Rokani David remains my name. You can as well call me RD onto this YouTube channel that does nothing apart from sports news. So the Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, we thank God for the gift of life, right? And let's get the going. Now, where do we start from? It was Mikel Arteta's speech post-match after Arsenal went ahead to really annihilate Newcastle by 4-1. He really was asked on Jurrien Timber. He said, we are happy to see him back on the training field. So Jurrien Timber is back on the training field. Jurrien Timber is back onto the training field, and Arteta's gonna hate to confirm this. And his return comes after he really put up a very huge statement that Jurrien Timber is really ready to get back and join others in the training sessions that are gonna start this week. So Jurrien Timber is back. Arsenal fans, you must be having a huge smile onto your faces because your man is back in action, and his return will obviously gift Arsenal lots of advantages to really lift this trophy. I've told you several times that Arsenal need Jurrien Timber back. Why do they need him? His last season at Ajax, no defender made more progressive passes than Jurrien Timber. He's a good passer of the ball, he acts well in tight spaces, and he's that kind of defender that you obviously rely on when it comes to being press resistant. He's a complete defender. Aerial duels, though he's not all that a tall guy, but he's really good. But Arteta needs him a lot for what he does onto the full-back positions of Arsenal. That is it. So, but he's returning when Arsenal's gone ahead to get in the left back in the names of Jakub Kiwior, who is really doing well. He has gone ahead to start how many games? 4 consecutive games for Arsenal, and he has gone ahead to get himself a goal and an assist in the previous 2 games. He has gone ahead to play for Arsenal. So, Timber has no reason to be rushed, and there is no reason for Mikel Arteta to rush Jurrien Timber. I know he's gonna give him some time, although it's said he'll be available when Arsenal is playing against FC Porto. But for a player who has not gonna hate to be taking part in the first team training sessions, I think it's really gonna be bad for him to really be rushed back. I think if he trains for this week, right, for this week ending, I think on the 3rd, then is it the 3rd or 5th? Because today is 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. That is a Thursday. So that means next week and the other week. So how many days to the 7th when Arsenal is going to be playing the other game in the Champions League? Today is 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. You know, now you add on how many days? Let me check here. When is Arsenal playing their other Champions League game? The return leg at the Emirates. It's gonna be played when? It's gonna be played on the 12th, not 12th. Yeah, it's gonna be played on the 12th of March. So he has how many days to obviously see himself that he makes that squad? 3 days to the end. He has a fortnight, 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks are not bad, but I would have gone ahead to give him the entire month, all the entire month of March, to see him return after the international break on the 31st of March. That's what I would love to see Jurrien Timber be his period he spends when he's not really back into the full match, such that Arsenal really get him going in those moments where they need him. And if this guy comes in through and really clicks, Fabio Vieira clicks, Emily Smith-Rowe clicks, I bet not him can stand in the way of Arsenal winning the trophy. When you look at Man City, they are still in 3 tournaments. Liverpool is now left in 3 tournaments: the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the Premier League. And I'm going to have to look at the fixture of Liverpool, the table leaders. It's really, really very, very, very busy. They are back in the UEFA Europa League, and they still have lots of games to play. When you look at Liverpool, they have to do a game of the FA Cup on the 28th. That is on Wednesday. They are hosting Southampton. Then on Saturday, they are going to pay a visit to Nottingham Forest, a game that's not going to be easy. After playing a game with Nottingham Forest, Liverpool will have to play Sparta Praha, you get, on Thursday. Then on Sunday, they play Manchester City at Anfield. And then on Thursday, you get me, they really host Sparta Praha. So, in the next, how many days? 28th. So in the next in the next 15 days, Liverpool is going to be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every 3 days, Liverpool is going to be playing one match. You know, they're going to be playing a match. What does that mean? Liverpool has to really balance it off and really see where should they really keep their energies on. And they're really having injuries, and that means, however much players like Darwin Núñez, Mohamed Salah, and who else? Is it Trent? And Szoboszlai are really on the edge of really returning. That means they need to really not hurry them back. But that won't stop available players to obviously get injured again. So Liverpool might find themselves losing points, you know. I just imagine him going to Nottingham Forest without Mohamed Salah, you know, and very many other players. It won't really work out well, because Nottingham Forest is really gonna be fighting not to be relegated. They rather get knocked out of the FA Cup by Man United on Wednesday, other than finding themselves in a position of really losing out to a side of Liverpool, when they are really fighting not to be relegated from the Premier League. So Liverpool still has a long journey to go, and that's why I've told you that for Arsenal, they are left in only 2 tournaments. Even if they stay in those 2 tournaments, they are going to really put themselves in a better position. For Manchester City, they are also having a huge number of games. You know, they're really having huge games, and they're also having the FA Cup. After playing the FA Cup, they're also having to play in the Premier League, then the Champions League return. So they're having lots of games ahead of them, and that shows you that if Arsenal can get in Jurrien Timber to really come in through and really increase on their creativity, he's one of those defenders that you love to see have the ball in the final third of the pitch, because he can easily look out a pass for his fellow players, and he's really solid, and he's young with a big head on his shoulders. That is Jurrien Timber for you, and I believe that he can really turn around this season for Arsenal. With Fabio Vieira coming in through, if he comes in through with some moments of brilliancy, trust me, he's going to really give Arsenal a very good contribution into this title charge. The same applies to Emily Smith-Rowe. I saw him when they were playing against Newcastle. He really had no chances, and all what you want to see him do is score goals. Having gone ahead to spend almost 2 years without scoring a goal for Arsenal in a competitive tournament, Emily Smith-Rowe is one of those that Arsenal should need to really win this trophy. As I told you last season, that if Emily Smith-Rowe had gone ahead to click and not be injured in the remaining 2 months of the season, he would have been one of those players that would have gone ahead to have carried the team on his shoulders, because he has shown us before that that is not something that he can't do. He carried that Arsenal side in the season of 2021-2022 on his shoulders with Bukayo Saka and Martinelli, and they really had a very wonderful season as the side of Arsenal. So Jurrien Timber is back in Arsenal training, and we wait to see what Arteta is going to tell us on Friday in the press conference on how this guy is really training like for the side of Arsenal. So that's what I heard about Jurrien Timber, and let's go a little bit in the Catalonia side, that is Spain, as They went ahead to beat, I think, Getafe over the weekend by 3-0, and Frenkie de Jong was one of the scorers, and he scored Barcelona's 11,000th goal in their entire goals scored. Now, Xavi said, there are few players like Frenkie de Jong in the world. With his qualities, you can play any style of football with him. I'm very relaxed when he has the ball at his feet. Sometimes he may take too many touches, but I know that he will not lose possession. I've always come out on several occasions and told you that football nowadays is all about ball retention. If you don't lose the ball easily, then you can really play for any manager in the world. But if you're losing the ball easily, then that becomes a problem. That's why we're going to hit to see Xavi say, this guy is really one of the few players in the world. He's really a press-resistant player. He can find a killer pass. That's why Erik ten Hag made him his marquee signing after he had gone ahead to really become the manager of Man United. He knew exactly what Frenkie de Jong can offer to the club of Man United, and that's why you see to it that even up to now, he still fancies to have him onto his team, because this guy is really one of a kind, and when it comes to where it matters most, he raises up to the occasion. And he's a player that has gone ahead to really refuse to really listen to the new offer coming in from Barcelona, because I think they're going to take a pay cut of his salary, close to 400,000 euros. That's what he earns. That is Frenkie de Jong per week. So he might be looking for other greener pastures, and they've gone ahead to give him a deadline, I think, of like 2 weeks to either respond to the contract proposal of Barcelona. But he's a player that can fit in any team. He can start in Man City, he can start at Arsenal, he can start at Man United, he can start at Liverpool, Real Madrid, name it. That's how qualityful this guy is, and that is Frenkie de Jong. And he's going to be really a huge name in the summer transfer window, because looks like he might be looking in for greener pastures. Having gone ahead to join Barcelona in 2019, this is now his 5th season, but he has only gone ahead, I think, to lift the La Liga once, and the Champions League has not gone ahead to go their way. So that is Frenkie de Jong for you. And after Frenkie de Jong, let's go to one of the most consistent players I've gone ahead to see at Man City ever since he was signed by Pep Guardiola. But the previous 2 seasons, injuries have gone ahead to catch up onto him, and that is none other than Johnny Stones. Johnny Stones has said we want to try to recreate last season, and that's still possible. We go to the next game and have the same focus, try to do the same thing, get another win, and move on to the next stage. The team we've got, the squad we've got, I'm sure we can do it. But one thing that people aren't putting in consideration is that this side of Man City is really in a rebuild. They really went ahead to lose Ilkay Gundogan, they've lost Jesus, they've lost Riyad Mahrez, they've lost Raheem Sterling. If you look at what those players were really doing in that midfield of Man City, it was really huge. João Cancelo is another player they lost that they hadn't gone ahead to obviously really use. But they're also having other problems. You look at the game of Chelsea. You look at the game of Bournemouth over the weekend. You see the chances that Haaland is missing. Those are chances that Haaland used to score, but he's not all that lethal. He's one of those players that is going to have to miss big chances in the league. That is Erling Haaland. So, as Johnson says that, he should put this in mind that they are no longer the Man City they were like 2-3 seasons ago. Even last season, that team had quality. Riyad Mahrez, is a player that they have not gone ahead to replace. That's why they wanted to bring in Olise, but that he never really went ahead to go through, and they still want him to bring him at the side of Man City. Then Ilkay Gundogan is a player that they haven't gone ahead to replace. They wanted to sign Lucas Paqueta, but because of the charges that were really looming around him with his family as far as betting was concerned, that really played part into his not coming in through to do the needful. to return at Man City. That's why there is a story that I did last time when Lucas Paqueta was linked to the side of Manchester City. That's why things really went on like that. So guys, that's what I had for you for now. Tell me your thoughts about Jurrien Timber returning to the Arsenal training, confirmed by Mikel Arteta. Then, what do you make about the man himself, John Stones, saying that Man City want to really get themselves back to the winning ways and really defend their treble? Frenkie de Jong, do you think everything that the manager of Barcelona is going to hit, obviously talk about him, is right? All that and more into the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and I hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. First video of the day, more to come, but don't forget to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. There is a black button that has word subscribe. After subscribing, hit the notification bell. That will enable you to get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. We want to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and I know we are going to really make that magical number. Continue to subscribe. Ciao, ciao.